Hello student, welcome to the online classes of Triveni Memorial Senior Secondary School. Today we are going to start your chapter number 12 of NCERT book. Name of the chapter is Electricity and Circuit. This chapter comes under the heading of Physics. Okay, so this is a Physics chapter. Let us start our chapter. What is we are going to learn about what electricity is and various components involved in that electricity production. Okay, so let us start our chapter. We use electricity for many purposes to make our task easier. For example, we use electricity to operate pump, okay, that lift water from well or from ground level also. What are other purposes for which you use electricity? You use electricity in your day-to-day life activities also, okay. You need fan, you need geyser, etc. for your day-to-day life, and for that we need electricity. Does your list include the use of electricity for lighting? Electricity make it possible to light our homes, okay, then road, then offices, market and factories also. We need light for everything, okay. Nowadays we cannot imagine our life without that light. So we need that light, and that light needs electricity, because we cannot depend on sunlight, because sunlight is available only for daytime. So we need light for entire day. For that we need electricity, okay. This helps us to continue working at night also. A power station provides us the electricity. So what is the source of that electricity which is coming at your home? The source is power station. However, the supply of electricity may fail or it may not be available at some places. In such situation, torch is sometimes used for providing that light, okay. A torch has a bulb that light up when it is switched on. So a torch is having one switch, and when we switch it on, the torch will glow, okay, the bulb in the torch will glow. Now let us study the various components of that electricity, okay. Very first is electric cell. What is role of that electric cell? Electric cell is used for the production of that light, okay. First of all, we need to produce the light, so for that we need electric cell. Electricity to the bulb in a torch is provided by electric cell. Electric cells are also used in alarm clock, then wristwatch, transistor, radio, camera and many other devices, okay. Have you ever carefully looked at the electric cell? You might have noticed that it has a small metal cap which can be seen, okay. It is the small metal cap which is attached to the one end, and on other side metal disc, okay. So this is the metal disc, and on one side metal cap is there. Did you notice that there is a positive sign over here and a negative sign over here? So in each and every cell, two type of charges are there, positive charge and negative charge, and current will flow from either positive to negative or negative to positive, okay. Otherwise current will not flow. So the metal cap is the positive terminal and of the electric cell, and the metal disc is negative terminal. All electric cell have two terminal. So electric cell is always having two terminal. We have to attach one terminal to the other terminal for electricity to move. We attach all the appliances to the one terminal, and other end of the device will be attached to the negative terminal. Only then current will flow, okay. The electric cell produce electricity. So what is the work of that electric cell? It is the most important component of electric that circuit. What is the work of that? Production of that electricity, okay. An electric cell produce electricity from the chemical stored inside it. So chemicals are there inside that electric cell, and when those chemical moves, electricity is produced, okay. When the chemical in the electric cell are used up, the electric cell stop working, okay. Then we need to either we can recharge that electric cell, or we need to replace them, okay. The electric cell then has to be replaced with new cell, okay. A torch bulb has an outer case of glass that is fixed to the metallic base. Again it is having two terminal, okay. Without this that two terminal, electricity will not flow, as we know that. In bulb also two terminals are present, one positive and other one is negative. Now let us study activity number 1. Take a torch and look inside its bulb. You can also take out the bulb with the help of your teacher. What do you notice? Do you find a thin wire fixed in the middle of the glass tube? Now switch the torch on and observe which part of the bulb is glowing. Only that part of the bulb is glowing, and that part is known as filament. And filament of the bulb is made up of tungsten. Okay. The thin wire that gives off light is called filament. Only that part light up when we switch on the torch. The filament is fixed to the thicker wire, which also provides support for that. Okay, one of this thick wire is connected to the metal case, and metal case is present at the base of the bulb. It is one of the two terminal which we are talking about. The other thick wire is connected to the metal tip at the center of the base. The base of the bulb and the metal tip of the base are two terminal of that bulb. Now these two terminal are fixed in such a way in a bulb that they do not touch each other. It is very that much required that two terminals should not touch each other. Okay, the electric bulb used at home also have a similar design. Now both the electric cell and the bulb have two terminals each. Why do they have these two terminals? For separation of the charges. If charges are similar, how will they move? For movement, two different kind of charges are required so that one charge can move over to another. That's why two kind of terminals are required. Bulb connected to the electric cell. Let us try to make an electric bulb light up using an electric cell. How do we do that? Take four lengths of electric wire which are different in color and having plastic cover. Okay, remove a little of the plastic covering from each length of the wire at the end. This would expose the metallic wire which light inside that at the end of the length. Fix the exposed part of two wires to the cell and other to the bulb as shown in this diagram 12.3 and 12.4. Okay, like this we have to do. Now what you have to do? You can stick wire to the bulb with a tape using used by electrician. Use rubber band or tape to fix wires to the cell. Now connect the wire fixed to the bulb with those attached to the cell in 6 different ways, as have been shown in figure 12.5a to f. For each arrangement, find out whether bulb glow or not. You have to find it out. Okay. Write yes or no for each arrangement. Now carefully look at the arrangement in which the bulb glow. Compare this with those in which bulb does not glow. You will see bulb will glow only when positive terminal is attached to the negative terminal, otherwise your bulb will not glow. Okay, keep the tip of your pencil on the wire near the terminal of the electric cell for the arrangement. Figure 12.5a. Move the pencil along the wire all the way to the bulb. Now from the other terminal of the bulb, move along other wire connecting to the cell. Repeat this exercise for all the arrangement. Did the bulb glow for the arrangement in which you could not move the pencil from one terminal to another terminal? You have to observe it by yourself, and you will observe that bulb will glow only when two terminals are attached, two different terminals are attached. Okay, similar terminal will not allow current to flow. Okay, now an electric circuit. In activity 2, you will notice that one terminal of the electric cell to the other terminal is attached to the other terminal through the wire passing to and from the electric bulb. So what is electric circuit? The entire arrangement of all the components of electricity is electric circuit. When we try to draw that electric circuit on our copy, we cannot draw the entire thing, so we need some symbols to demonstrate the real that object of electricity, real components of electricity, and when we draw the diagram, we call it electric circuit diagram. Okay, so very first component of electric circuit is, we know that battery or cell. What is a battery? Combination of those cells is nothing but the battery. Okay, so combination of cell is battery. Second one is, let us study now. Note in that arrangement shown in figure 12.5a to f, the two terminal of the electric cell were connecting to two terminal of the bulb. As we have discussed, two different kind of terminals are there, and we need to connect two different kind of terminals for electricity to move. Okay, such an arrangement is an example of electric circuit. The electric circuit provides complete path for electricity to move, current to flow. Okay, electric circuit provides the entire path so that electricity can move in that path. between two terminals of the electric cell. The bulb glow only when electric current will flow from the circuit. If any component restrict that current to flow, then your circuit will be incomplete and current will not flow. In an electric circuit, the direction of current is taken to be positive to the negative terminal. Current will flow from positive terminal to the negative terminal, okay, as shown in diagram 12.6. So you can see that metal tip is having positive terminal and your base is having negative terminal. Current is flowing from positive to negative terminal. That's why your bulb is glowing, okay. In this particular circuit, we have not used switch. If we attach switch, we can control this electric circuit also with the help of that switch, okay. In the electric circuit, the direction of current is positive to negative. When the terminal of the bulb are connecting with that of electric cell by wires, the current pass through the filament of the bulb which is present over here and it will heat up that filament. That's why that filament will lit up and it will give you light. Okay, this makes the bulb glow. Sometimes electric bulb does not glow even when it is connecting to the cell. At that condition, we can say that particular filament is broken down and your bulb is fused. Even though your circuit is complete, still your bulb is not glowing because that bulb is fused. What is, how can we say that particular bulb is fused? We can say that because filament is broken, okay. Now, let us see an electric bulb may be fused due to many reasons. One reason for bulb to fuse is to break is because of the breaking of that particular filament. A break in the filament of electric bulb means break in the path of that current. Okay, something is restricted that current to flow. What is that thing? That broken filament. It is not allowing your current to flow to the entire path. Okay. Break in the filament of electric bulb means break in the path of the current between two terminals of the electric cell. Therefore, fused bulb will not glow. It will not give light. Okay. Can you now explain why bulb did not glow when you tried to do so with an arrangement in B, C, D, E? Because we have attached similar kind of terminal in those arrangement and we need to connect two different kind of terminal for your current to have one particular path. Okay. Now we know that how to make bulb light up using electric cell. Would you like to make torch for yourself? You can make it. Okay. Let us study activity number 3. Take a torch bulb and a piece of wire. Remove the plastic covering at the two ends of the wire as you did before. Wrap one end of the wire around the base of the electric bulb as shown in diagram 12.7. Then fix the other end of the wire to the negative terminal of the electric cell with a rubber band. Now bring the tip of the base of this bulb, that is the other terminal, in contact with the positive terminal of that cell. Does the bulb glow? Now move the bulb away from the terminal of the electric cell. Does the bulb remain lighted? Is this not similar to what did you do? What you do when you switch your torch on and off? This is nothing but you made one switch. Okay. Now you can control your electric torch. Okay. Now let us study what switch is. Why this switch is required? We saw previously that without switch also circuit will be completed. So what is the need of this electric switch? Let us see. We had an arrangement for switching on and off at our home. You know that switches are there at our home circuit. Okay. Made a torch by moving the base of the bulb away from the tip of the cell. This was a simple switch but not very easy to use. We can make another simple and easier switch to use in our circuit. So what is use of that switch? Switch is used for breaking and making of the circuit. Okay. We can control the entire current. We can control the entire circuit with the help of switch. Okay. Now let us study activity number 4. You can make a switch using two drawing pins, safety pin or a paper clip, two wires and a small sheet of thermocol or a wooden board. Okay. Now you have to insert that. Now you have to insert a drawing pin to the ring of one end of the safety pin. That safety pin will act as your switch. Okay. Fix it to the thermocol sheet as shown in diagram 12.8. This diagram, like that you have to arrange entire thing. Make sure that safety pin can be rotated freely, otherwise you cannot control the movement of safety pin and your that switch will not be your switch will not work properly. Now fix the other drawing pin to the thermocol sheet in a way that is the free end of the safety pin can touch it. The safety pin fixed in this way would be your switch for this activity. Okay, whenever this safety pin will touch the other end of the pin, your circuit will be closed and current will flow, and when you detach it from this pin, then it will be open circuit and current will not flow. Okay, now make a circuit by connecting the electric cell and bulb with this switch as shown in figure 12.9. Rotate the safety pin so that it's free and touches the other drawing pin. What do you observe? This time bulb will glow. Now move the safety pin away. Does the bulb continue to glow? The safety pin covered the gap between the drawing pin, and when you made it touch with two of them, this position, the switch is said to be in on position and circuit is completed. Since the material of the safety pin allow the current to pass through it, the circuit was complete and bulb will glow. So we can divide the circuit into two categories. Very first is open circuit, second one is closed circuit. Open circuit means when switch is in off position, then it will not allow current to flow. But in the closed position, it will allow, when switch is on, it will allow current to move in entire path and your current will flow. On the other hand, bulb did not glow when the safety pin was not in touch with the other drawing pin. The circuit was not complete and there was a gap between two drawing pin. In such case, we can say that particular circuit is open. Okay, and switch is it at off position. Switch is a simple device that either break the circuit or complete it. Okay, so what is the work of that switch? Either it can make your circuit or it can break your circuit. The switch used in lighting of electric bulb and other devices at home work on the same principle, although their design are more complex. Okay, same thing is there, just the difference is in their design. Now electric conductor and insulator. So we can divide entire materials into two categories. Very first is conductor, second one is insulator. Conductor are the material which allow electricity to flow through them, and insulator do not allow electricity to flow through them. Okay, the examples of conductors are all the metals including iron, copper, etc. Okay, and examples of insulator are wood, plastic, etc. In our activity, we have used metal wires to make circuit because metals are good conductor. Suppose we use cotton thread instead of metal wire. What will happen? Circuit will be incomplete because cotton is insulator. Do you think that bulb will light up in such a circuit? No, it will not. What material can be used in electric circuit so that current can pass through them? Let us study in this activity number 5. Disconnect the switch from the electric circuit you used in activity 4. This would leave you with two free end of the wire as shown in 12.12. Bring the free end of two wires close to let them touch each other. Okay. Does the bulb light up? You can now use this arrangement to test whether the particular material can conduct electricity or not. Okay. Now we can test whether the particular material is conductor or insulator. Collect sample of different type of materials such as coin, cord, rubber, glass, key, pin, plastic scale, wooden block, etc. and test whether that material is conductor or insulator, and you can write down your observation. Okay, in such type of table. You have to make sure that two wires do not touch each other while you are doing so. Does the bulb glow in each case? No, it will not. It will glow in case of conductor, it will not glow in case of insulator. Okay. Now, what did you find? The bulb does not glow when the free end of the wire are in contact with some of the material. This means this material do not allow electric current to pass through them. On the other hand, some material allow electric current to pass through them, which is indicating that particular material is conductor or insulator. Okay, material which allow electric current to pass through them are conductor of electricity and vice versa. Okay. Now What do you conclude? Which material are conductor and which material are insulator? You can make your own observation table for that. Let us recall activity number 4 in which we made an electric circuit with a switch. When the switch was in open position, were the two drawing pins not connected with each other? Though through the thermocol sheet, but the thermocol you may have found is an insulator. Thermocol itself is an insulator. Okay, what about the air between the gap? Air again is an insulator. Air will not allow current to flow. Since the bulb does not glow when there is only air in the gap between the drawing pin, so you can say that air is also insulator, which we have just discussed. So, conductor and insulator are equally important for us. Switches, electric plugs and sockets are made up of conductor, but they are covered with plastic covering so that you will not get electric shock. On the other hand, rubber and plastic are used for covering, again same thing, okay, so that you will not get the electric shock, because the human beings or all the living things itself are good conductor of electricity, okay. Now this chapter is over. Let us revise our entire chapter through our NCERT exercise. First one is device that is used to break an electric circuit is known as switch. An electric cell has two terminals. Now true or false? Electric current can flow through metals. True. Instead of metal wires, jute string can be used to make circuit. False. Electric current can pass through a sheet of thermocol. No, because sheet of thermocol is insulator. Explain why bulb will not glow in the arrangement in 12.3. Because as you can see that the circuit is incomplete in this case. Okay, wiring is not proper. That's why. Now complete the drawing shown in 12.14 to indicate where the free end of the two wires should be joined to make the circuit complete. You know that we have to join this wire to the bulb to make the circuit complete. Okay, what is the purpose of using electrical switch? To make and break our circuit. To control that current of that circuit, we need electrical switch. Name some electric gadget that have switches built into them. Mixer, grinder, your home, that fan, everything, AC, everything. You can write down your own example in this question. Okay. Would the bulb glow after completing a circuit shown in 12.14 if instead of safety pin we use eraser? No, it will not glow, because eraser is made up of rubber, which is an insulator. Would the bulb glow in circuit in figure 12.15? No, it will not glow, because wiring is not proper, as you can see that. Here is the second terminal of the bulb. Because the wiring is not proper, so your bulb will not glow. Now, using the conduction tester of an object, it was found that the bulb began to glow. Is that object is a conductor or insulator? Obviously, it's conductor, because conductor are electricity friendly. They will allow electricity to flow. So, that's why bulb is glowing. Why should an electrician use rubber gloves while repairing the electric switch at your homes? To get himself or herself protected from the electric shock, because human beings are good conductor of electricity. So, that's why they have to use rubber gloves while they repair electric switches. Okay. The handle of the tool like screwdriver and pliers used by electrician for repair work usually have plastic and rubber covering on them, because plastic and rubber are insulator, which will prevent the electric shock. That's why it is the covering is there on such devices. Okay student, that's all for now. Thank you.